Ashley Howard with Ashley Howard Teaches, and today I want to tell you about this wonderful curriculum, Gather Round Botany. But first, if we're just meeting, I'm a mom of 5 sweet kiddos. I love homeschooling, I love Jesus, and I also have a master's degree in speech language pathology. So on this channel, you will learn more about homeschooling, about loving your kids, loving your family for the Lord, and also about speech language pathology. So if you love that, would you hit the subscribe button? And if you get value out of this video today, I would just love for you to hit that like button. So let's get started on Botany Gather Round. Well, first, do you know if a banana comes from a banana tree or a banana bush? Wow, so many different things we will learn in this curriculum. So I love botany, this botany curriculum. I am not a novice to planting, to gardening, to botany. I will show you a quick clip of my family in our garden right here. So we have a huge garden by all measures. It may not be huge to some people, but for us, it's enormous, and my kids love to plant. But I never stopped to think about, do they know the parts of a seed? Do they know Bible verses that relate with gardening? Sure, we've been around some of it, but did we really stop to take an in-depth look at botany, about the ways that God created seeds and plants and how they all work together? Probably not. So this curriculum was perfect for us. And if you're looking for an in-depth study of botany, I'm talking seeds, I'm talking about plants, I'm talking about fruits, vegetables, geography, social studies, Bible verses. Man, you're going to love this curriculum. I am not affiliated with Gather Round in any way. I am just a big proponent because I love how Gather Round gathers your whole family together, and at different levels, your kids learn the exact same thing, but at their own pace, at their own level. So here's the scope and sequence of Gather Round, and I think this is so important because this is what you're going to be learning, and if it's not something that interests your child, maybe, just maybe, if you get started in it, they will fall in love with it too. So for botany, we're looking at taxonomy. We're looking at growing seed. We are also looking at leaf anatomy. We're looking at deciduous trees, coniferous trees. Man, so many different things. Gymnosperms, stamens, pistils, the anatomy of a flower. So what can be better than that? So we have so many different things we're learning. So I will show you a quick flip through of each level of Gather Round so you can get a better idea for yourself if it's something that you enjoy. So here is the early reader. And what I love about the early reader is that there is still copy work. So we can practice our handwriting, we can practice our Bible verses, but we also learn so much about science. Now, so many people will say, hey, just get the 3 R's, get the math, get the writing, and get the reading down. And I so believe in that also. I know that those are foundational cornerstones of learning. But I think when we get bogged down in that and they forget that learning is fun, that sometimes they don't learn as much, and sometimes they feel like school is such a drudgery event, and I don't want my kids to feel like that, and I know you don't want yours either. So I love early reader. Guess what? We get to go and look for flowers. We're going to make our own botany book, and we get to press flowers, things that I've always wanted to do, but I've just never found time for. So that's what I love about this curriculum. I love that it affords you that time, but in a structured way. So let's look through it together. So here we have different fruits of the gifts of the Spirit. Oh, fun. And we also have how to know how old a tree is. I love this. I love that we get to use big words. As a speech language pathologist, sometimes we tend to lower our expectations for our children's vocabulary based on their age. And for me, I think it is so important that we use big words at an early age because that's how they will grow their vocabulary. And then when they ask you what it means, you can tell them, or you can say, do you know what that means? And I think it's so important that in reading, that in talking to them, that in studying, that they are learning big words so that they get that for later on and they will put that in their memory bank and learn so well. So I also love that we're looking at deciduous trees, coniferous trees. We're looking at the different shapes of leaves. for my child, I'm going to go out and we're going to look for different leaves in my neighborhood, and we're going to make a collection of the leaves and identify them based on what tree they are. They have some wonderful apps out there where you can take a picture of the leaf that you find and it'll help you identify it. How wonderful is that? There's also different types of bingo that you can do. It's even included in this one where they have bingo sheets about different things about botany. Making learning fun. I love it. So let me keep flipping through. We have different parts of a flower, so important. And I am planning on buying new flowers maybe every other week when we can, so that they can look at different flowers and try to identify the different parts in different flowers and learn the names of the flowers. So for pretty cheap, we can have beautiful flowers sitting out and also identify parts of a flower and have fun while we're learning. And so I will do a little bit more flip through. We have different words. We have the parts of a seed. That is so great. I love that. So we're doing social studies. We're doing science. And I just love all the different ways that we integrate the Bible into this curriculum. So what I love about this is also the appendix. Look at these beautiful, colorful flowers. And at the end, I will do a more thorough flip through so that you can see the pages for yourself. But this is just a quick glimpse of the curriculum. So don't forget to stick around to the end so that you can see everything flip through. So I loved this for the early reader. Now, maybe you have an early elementary child and you're wondering, is this enough for my child? Yes, it's more than enough. I would not say too much, but it's so much information. Now with Gather Round, you can take as long as you want. I tend to take 2 to 3 weeks per one of these weeks for curriculum. I used to kind of try to push through and make it work, but I found that they learned better if we took it slowly. Don't feel like that you have to go through each one each day. Take time, make learning fun, go on those rabbit trails, watch a YouTube video about different parts of a flower, go on a flower hunt, go to an arboretum, go to different nature places and go on hikes and find flowers and identify them together. That is the beauty of homeschooling. You don't have to go by the book anymore. You can go off on your own trail and still learn so much. We also have a microscope at our house, and I think that's a lovely way to integrate science, to look through the microscope at the different petals, at the different structures that you find, the seeds, and really get a really good look. And I think that just sparks their curiosity, sparks their love of learning even more. Early elementary, we have such beautiful verses. Now, I did a flip through later so you can see this as well, but I will just go through a few little things. We're learning vocabulary. We're still learning about trees, about leaves, about bark. We're learning about different facts about science. We're learning language arts as we go along. It really integrates everything. Now, you still need a math curriculum when you have this curriculum. And I would suggest a spelling curriculum because spelling is so important. And I feel like if there's not enough spelling in here, and I think that she would suggest spelling as well. And if you're still working on reading, it doesn't have as much reading. So what you're really looking at here is your history, your art, your science, some spelling, and there's so many wonderful things. I can't even begin to list them about this curriculum. So we do some writing too, some language arts, some social studies. Look at these beautiful pictures. Aren't they wonderful? So as you go along, you'll see different wonderful science experiments. I think that she really hit this one out of the ballpark because there's so many hands-on elements to this level, to this unit study of botany. My kids are really concerned that this is going to be a boring unit study, but it has blown my mind. I mean, it is wonderful. So I will flip through. Again, we have our appendix. We have so many cute things that we can cut out that they can learn. We're making it hands-on. We're making it fun. We're learning at the same time. And we're also playing bingo. I think my kids just love games and they love using learning as something fun. It makes it not a chore anymore. So that is our early elementary. And last, we will go through our upper elementary. Again, at the end, I will have a better flip through of each of some of the pages of this curriculum, and you can see a scope and a sequence as well on the website and see kind of that this fits with your homeschool curriculum. So upper elementary, real quick, we'll go through. I love that they are kind of keeping their own record of character traits here. I love that they're keeping their own schedule. Wow, at this age, we're starting to become independent, and how important is it to become independent? Yes, and spelling, cactus, cacti, things that maybe we don't include in our regular spelling curriculum. They're going along and they see cactus, and we can say, oh, did you know a group of cactus is called cacti? And let's spell that out together. So you don't have to do it choppy and make it all about spelling. We can really make everything blend together so that learning is converted into really understanding and really diving deep into something so that you really understand it and you know it, rather than separating each subject out, which tends to be what happens in some types of schools where we just have to go through one subject at a time. We're really mixing all the subjects together. I love that there's a lot of art in this. There's some watercoloring and some different flowers. My girl, she loves art, so this is right up her alley. I love that they're also learning about poisonous plants. Oh my goodness, these are things that I've never taught them before. So they get to learn for themselves what is toxic, what different things and different ways that we use them as plants as medicine and different aspects of that. So I love that. I love that we were talking about character traits. If anybody has a great character study, would you comment below? I would love to hear about your favorite character studies because I couldn't get enough character study curriculum myself. So we talk about responsibility and ways we can show work ethic. Is there anything better than that for upper elementary? I love it. So again, I am going to flip through each level so you can see for yourself. If you have any questions for me about botany, I would love to answer them. Hey guys, so here is a flip through of the Botany Teacher's Guide. So I will do a quick flip through for you. So we have our shopping list, we have our notes, we have some adventures that we can go on. I love that there's such beautiful pictures. And for me as a mom, I still love learning. So I feel like I can learn so much. Look, we have photosynthesis here. We have leaf anatomy. I'll just do a quick flip through so you can get a feel for yourself if this is something you would enjoy. So we have different fruits, different plants that we can enjoy. We have a focus on geography, on social studies, on science. There's so many great things to learn from this curriculum just as a mom, but also for my kids, of course. So here's your teacher's guide. Of course, very colorful, of course, very organized, very well done. And at the back, it has different posters so you can see for yourself the different kinds of leaves, the different kinds of structures that we're dealing with plants, the different parts of a plant. It is just a beautiful and well done curriculum. So here's Botany Upper Elementary. We'll flip through real quick so you can get a feel for it yourself and see if it's something that you like. There's so many beautiful images here. We're identifying parts of plants. We're learning about plants and their structures. We're learning so many different things in this curriculum about science, about vocabulary. Oh man, this is just chock full of so many different wonderful ideas. I also love that in the back there is bingo for botany. I love how they're making learning fun. This is talking about sushis. They'll be making their own recipes within these books. They'll be talking about root vegetables, all sorts of different things about plants, things that I really honestly didn't know myself. So that is upper elementary. And now I will move on to our early reader curriculum so that you can see if you like this one as well. So this is the early reader, and I love that they start with the Bible verse, John 15. And this is something that they will recite themselves and learn by the end of this study, this unit study about botany. So what a lovely, lovely thing. So here we have copy work. So they're learning their handwriting. They're learning Bible verses. They're doing spelling. They're talking about calendar work. Isn't that sweet? I love that they included that as well. So as we flip through, see we're talking about bananas. And man, they go so in depth on each topic that by the time you learn all of this, your child will be telling you all about bananas and other people and all about different plants. They get so excited learning and knowing new information. So I will just kind of flip through for you. Early Reader is such a sweet, sweet curriculum. I love how we're doing copying, and I love how we're learning science, and we're integrating it all so that it's not just book learning, but we're learning all throughout, and we're integrating each different subject so that we can learn about each thing, but not in a separate, choppy way, in a fun, interactive, exciting way. So here's early elementary for botany. Let's flip through, and we have our Bible verse here. A lot of the things are similar, but in some ways they're different. So they're going to level up a little bit. For our copy work now, we don't have the words written out for us to outline. Now we do it ourselves. So I love that there's different small ways that they make it applicable for the age that this curriculum is meant for. So we're still doing the same thing, but just at a higher level. We have spelling words, we have Bible verses, so many wonderful things. And now we're talking about different body parts, how they relate to botany, how it relates to our health, social studies. I'll do a quick flip through so you can kind of see. We have some beautiful images, and we're going to learn all about plants. Again, there's the banana. I love the banana unit. I love how we talk about wood and how to age wood, how we're doing drawing and integrating birch trees along with this. How many wonderful things they're going to learn about seeds and how they're different structures. And of course, we're having fun while we're doing it, and that's what I love about this. There are so many great books at your local library. Oh my goodness. In my library, there was at least 20 books about botany. So I love that as well. If you have any homeschool questions, I would love to answer them too. I usually get right back if I can. I do have 5 kids, so sometimes it's a little wild and crazy around here. If you love this video, would you hit that like button again? Also, if you're wanting to learn about a different Gather Round homeschool curriculum and I haven't reviewed it yet, would you comment below and tell me which one you're interested in? I would love to do that as well. I am so glad you stopped by today. I'm going to leave a link over here about different homeschooling curriculums that we absolutely love, our top favorites. So if you will click that, you can see that video next. I hope you enjoyed it here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to smile and love Jesus.